That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Turkeys walking in a circle around a dead cat in the middle of the road. What? Bro, this is wild.
The largest active volcano, Hawaii's Mauna Loa, is attracting a new rush of tourists after its latest eruption. So far, the spectacular display is not threatening any populated areas. That's good, but the governor has declared an emergency.
Many are hoping to witness a volcanic double whammy, both Mauna Loa's eruption and Kilauea's.
A rare time where we have two eruptions happening simultaneously. To the people of Hawaii, this is a very sacred event that we are watching.
Tonight, thousands of Indonesians in a desperate scramble to evacuate the East Java province after this terrifying wall of ash erupted from Mount Semeru on Sunday. The volcano unleashing a river of lava and smoke on Indonesia's most densely populated island. Nearly 2,000 people have fled their homes, according to Indonesia's disaster management agency. So far, no deaths have been reported, but this eruption comes exactly 1 year after Mount Semeru's explosion last year, which killed 51 people. This just the latest volcanic activity across the globe. In Hawaii, the world's largest active volcano, Mauna Loa, erupting last week.
Thank you.
They are really sad scenes, we're seeing, but it's all too familiar. A similar incident happened the day before. What's going on?
We don't know. We simply do not know. So whale strandings are a mystery because if we knew why and when they would happen, we'd try and prevent them, but we just don't. This stranding yesterday occurred the same day as a previous stranding 2 years ago involving the same species is interesting. But also the fact that there was 14 sperm whales in a similar location stranded a day before that. What's going on?
Viewed by some as cursed. The nation's residents had paused to remember the victims of two deadly tremors when hours later, another one struck.
September 19th is a day that's had two earthquakes, and an hour before this quake, they'd had a nationwide earthquake drill. That is such an odd coincidence.
It is an odd coincidence.
5 years ago, more than 350 people died, and in 1985, the devastation in Mexico was widespread.
And of course, on September 19th, 1985, an earthquake in Mexico killed 5,000.
Since 1985, it's happened now 3 times in this one day. It is just an unusual coincidence.
This is the second quake in the area this week. A 7.6 magnitude earthquake shook the area on Monday.
But it could be felt hundreds of miles away in Mexico City. It all comes just 3 days after another deadly quake about 200 miles away on the Pacific coast.
A 7.8 deadly earthquake struck that same area just 3 days ago.
California now, where a 4.4 magnitude earthquake rattled some nerves near Santa Rosa last night. Oh.
Lunchtime in Mexico and the earth is jolted. High above the ground, they had nowhere to go.
Oh my god, look at the other buildings. They're all swaying.
Religious mass wasn't spared as panic and confusion spread on the streets.
Oh. Oh my god, everything's really flying around.
From hotel rooms in Puerto Vallarta.
One resident said that her dogs were acting strangely about 10 seconds before the quake hit.
A hair-raising moment in Santa Rosa last night at 6:39 p.m. as a 4.4 earthquake hit.
Now to the North Bay, where neighbors in Santa Rosa have noticed a strange side effect from last week's earthquake, a surge in water flowing right through a popular creek.
We looked at it and it looked like there was a wave of water coming down the stream.
Only one who's heard them.
It doesn't sound like fireworks. It's not a similar sound of fireworks. It's almost like a deep rumble, a deep boom.
There have been really loud explosions.
Alta lives with her boyfriend in the Marin County area of San Geronimo Valley. The sheriff's office confirms the explosions and says there have been at least 6 of them in the last month.
I heard one and it rattled the walls of our house. I felt it in my body and my chest. It was so low, it sounded like it was coming from underground.
While the explosions have been heard in San Geronimo Valley, deputies say at least one of the originating spots was not near homes.
It's a really disturbing sound, and it's scary to hear that, you know, when it's like 8 p.m. on any given night. It's really freaking a lot of the neighbors out.
You know, a lot of our viewers have recently contacted us after hearing loud booms that rattled their entire house. They're all wondering what's causing it.
And they're calling it and putting it on social media. KTK's Tori Bean explains what could be behind these very intense blasts that everybody's talking about.
We're in the house, me and my kids, and it felt at first like lightning when it strikes next to your house. But we went outside. Of course, it wasn't raining or anything. We didn't see anything. And then a few minutes later, another big boom that you could hear and also feel.
With no answers as to what is really happening, the community is fearful. Concerns are that something serious is happening.
Of course it's scary. I have a 6 and 9-year-old, and they're like, "Mom, we're being invaded." I'm like, I don't think we're being invaded, but...
KCRA viewer shared this video with us. Take a look. She had some damage at her home. Quite a few of her wine bottles came crashing down, at least one of them.
What was this strange thing that happened to many of them?
Once behind the wheel, they struggled to find a way through the smoke and flames.
We're gonna get crashed on, guys. God help us right now. God help us. Holy! Did you guys just see that? Come on.
President Biden promising federal aid as the same area is now bracing for up to half a foot of snow.
It's a new twist in Colorado's battle against the elements. Just days ago, heat from raging wildfires was the problem for people here. Now, it's the cold. It was called a New Year's miracle.